Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. I know we don't cover many laptops here on the channel, but sometimes there's a laptop that sticks out to me so much that I just have to see what the deal is with it. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Intel NUC X15. Now, I know this laptop's been out for quite a while, but as I mentioned, it's got a few things up its sleeve that interested me enough for me to want to check it out because it's more of an enthusiast level laptop for people like me. Also, special shout out to Mwave for sending this through for review. We've got to send it back, but they're like, hey, you want to check it out? And I'm like, of course, like this thing looks pretty cool. So let's dive in and take a look at the Intel NUC X15. Usually laptops don't interest me that much because most of the time they just aren't very customizable in terms of the storage options and for memory. Now, I know this always isn't the case, but it's become more of a trend over the last few years. Now, this video isn't a traditional laptop review that you'd see on other channels because I was more interested in the use case rather than just the performance. In terms of specs for this X15 I have here, it features the Intel Core i7-11800H, which I know isn't the latest or greatest CPU, but it's also got the RTX 3070 and a 94 watt-hour battery. Now, this kit right here is the top spec version, so it's got the 165Hz 1440p panel as well. Now, you might be wondering why I haven't mentioned the storage or the RAM. That's because the Intel NUC X15 doesn't ship with it. Now, this is the part that actually first drew me to the NUC X15 in the first place. Usually this would be a put-off for most people, but for me, it actually meant that I had some choice with a laptop for once. Yeah, I know you can configure other laptops when you're buying them online on the websites or whatever, but the fact that I didn't have any options was actually an option in itself. This leads me into the first question you might be asking yourself. How do you even get into the X15 to install your own RAM and storage in the first place? And is it easy to do? Well, that's actually two questions. And the answers are, it's pretty easy and you just have to undo some screws on the bottom. Now, I noticed that when I opened this up for the first time that the chassis screws were actually captive, so when you pull the bottom of the case off, you're not going to lose any of the screws. And I know that in the past, I've lost lots of screws when fiddling with laptops. And I don't know if this is a new thing with laptops, I'll be honest, but I haven't seen this before. So even for beginners, I think that's a pretty nice option here. Now, the only thing you need to do once you're inside is obviously install the storage and RAM. I went with two Gen 4 M.2s for all of my testing with the X15, but be aware that only one of these slots is PCIe Gen 4, so you're not going to be able to take full advantage of the drives in both slots if that's the path that you decide to go down. Now, I went with 32 gigs of RAM as well, since I think that if you're wanting a powerful computer on the go, 32 gigs is about what you'd want to go with. It gives you lots of headroom for stuff like gaming, content creation, and even running VMs if you're developing software, or if you've got a weird edge case, like let's say you want to boot a router over TFTP with a virtual machine to flash a new OS to your router, you can do that. And don't laugh, because I literally had to do that as part of my job 10 years ago. So something like this would have been perfect for me. Anyways, RAM installation is pretty easy to do as well. You've got these black plastic covers over the RAM slots to protect your modules from hitting the chassis and potentially shorting them out. So make sure you leave those black bits of plastic on there. The internal layout of the X15 appears to be quite user-friendly and it's designed in a way to have decent thermal performance as well. This is one of the least complicated laptops I've ever seen in terms of installing or replacing hardware. Even the Wi-Fi module is easy to access, which is a nice bonus because I know from tinkering with laptops in the past, sometimes they're just really hard to get to, but it's right there, right in front of you. The first thought I had when I saw the specs of this laptop was actually kind of to do with my professional IT career before YouTube. For me, laptops have always been a bit of a work and productivity tool, and the more that I can squeeze out of something like this, the better. The two M.2 drives in here for me is the biggest feature, but hear me out. Dual booting. For an IT professional, sometimes a virtual machine isn't as useful as simply being able to dual boot into another OS on the metal to perform a certain task. When I saw dual M.2s, my instant thought was, this can actually replace my daily driver because I can run Windows and Linux on this thing. Now, dual booting in a laptop with two M.2s to me is awesome. And I know there's other laptops on the market that probably already do this, but I haven't covered any because we don't really do laptop stuff here. The other thought I had was, if I had to travel to somewhere like Computex or PAX or DreamHack, I want to go to DreamHack, I could use this laptop as an editing PC because of the second M.2 slot as well, because I could use it for a scratch disk and for dumping all the stuff off the main drive. I'd be able to edit everything on the go, and because of the physical size of this laptop, it wouldn't be a pain in the ass to carry around in my backpack. Honestly, this thing is not very heavy. Use case stuff aside, I was curious about the performance of the X15 as well. And as mentioned before, this is the top spec kit. So I decided to run it through our regular suite of benchmarks in both Windows and Linux, except some of the Linux benchmarks didn't run, which is an entire video in itself. But let's take a look at the thermals and 3D performance and all of that stuff. Since we don't cover many laptops, it's hard for us to show you comparisons with other laptops because we just don't have those results. So any GPU stuff that you're seeing in this video, we're comparing with our GPU test bench. The specs are actually kind of close, to be honest. So let's take a look at that. So with this benchmark here, we tested both Windows and Linux with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And as you can see, the performance isn't quite like a desktop 3070. And that's kind of the thing with these mobile GPUs. They are never quite as powerful as their desktop counterparts. Although it calls itself a 3070, it's probably closer to the performance of, let's say, a 2060 or a 2060 Super. So these graphs kind of just give you a bit of a comparison between the performance that you'll see with this compared to our regular test bench with the GPUs that we've tested over time. Now, this may or may not make sense to you, but if you've seen any of our other GPU videos, then this will basically just show you where the X15 is in line with the rest of everything that we've ever tested with this entire database. And finally, let's take a look at the thermals here. Now, the thermals here are actually rather quite good for a laptop. We didn't see any thermal throttling, and I would say that it does quite well on the thermal side. I don't want to get misconstrued as well. As a total package, the X15 is a great little gaming laptop as well. It's an even better portable content creation workstation, and the fact that you can dual boot this thing with two M.2s is the icing on the cake. And the truth is, this machine is so feature rich that it's just too much for a single video. And this is why I didn't get into stuff like battery life or webcam and all of that stuff. And I get that it's important for some people, but for my use case, a laptop like this would just be on mains power all the time. So half of that stuff just wouldn't matter to me. The Intel NUC X15 is a pretty good performing laptop if you're looking for something that gives you a few options with the configuration. It's good for gaming, it's good for content creation, and I know it can be a little bit expensive, but as of filming this, the X15 kit that I got featured here has dropped in price by about 750 Aussie dollars, right? That's pretty good. Now, if you're looking at these NUC X15s, they start at around 18.99 Aussie dollars without any RAM and storage, obviously, because that's like the whole point of it. A decent M.2 that's about 1 terabyte can be had for around 250 bucks. That's a Gen 4 one. 32 gigs of RAM is about 180 bucks. So you can get a very capable machine for a lot less than some other laptops in the same price range. But just be aware though, this is the 11th gen, it's not 12th gen stuff, and it's not using the latest AMD stuff, obviously, because it's Intel. But let us know what you think about the Intel NUC X15. I know this thing's been out since like October or even earlier last year, but it honestly did interest me enough to want to show you guys this laptop. And I know there's lots of things, like I said, I didn't talk about battery life and the keyboard and the fact that this is probably made by another OEM with another OEM design, but the video would have just been going for a lot longer than it needed to, and I didn't want to bore you guys to death, kind of like how I already bore you guys to death with things. So ultimately, all those things to me personally did not matter enough to talk about them. So yeah, the Intel NUC X15, a cool little customizable laptop for enthusiasts. And if you like videos like this, let us know. If you like the music, you know what to do. Click the join button to get it. Make sure you get yourself subscribed. Click that little notification bell so you actually see when our videos come out, because our last video came out, didn't do well, was our worst performing video of all time. I deleted it. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers, who may or may not do more laptop stuff. I don't know. What do you reckon, Jared? You peek, we seek. And thanks for watching. Also subscribe to Jared's Tech because he's probably done like a crazy review of this laptop about 6 months ago. Thanks for watching.